yeah, I don't want to, I don't want to, well, I'm going to continue on like with this conversation, but like one thing that like my wife and I always talk about is when did things change? And I'm going to like, when you and I were growing up and like we were out all day, we literally didn't come home until the lights came on the street lights. We would have dinner. You know, the world's quickest dinner. We'd be in and out of the house within 15 minutes, back outside playing. And yeah, like amount of bike wrecking bikes, like all the crazy stuff we used to do, build forts, you know, GI Joes, you know, crazy stuff. And then, you know, within the last like, I don't know, it could be longer, but like my kids are 10 and under. I don't see the kids, like the kids. I don't see kids doing what we did, and like it always comes back to when did everything start changing? Yeah, and I agree. Like resilience, like just knowing the basics. Like you should know how to boil water. You should be able to, you know, make your own food. You know, do your own laundry. Kind of, you know, easy. You should be able to do easy hygiene. You know, and the problem solving. We always wonder because I live in a big neighborhood and it is dead silent. And all summer you only hear the birds and the wind pass by, and you might hear whispers here and there. But like, you know, when did things change to, you know, to where we are now with some of these things?
So I'll circle back. I mean, again, this is, you know, my observation on this, and I can't say it's necessarily fact. This is my observation. It comes down to, again, I think product design. We're creatures of habit, but we're also biological creatures that choose to maximize our benefit with the least energy expenditure possible. Now, that can lead us to do a great many horrible things as well, right? We can end up picking up, you know, smoking. We'll end up doing, you know, falling into really bad habits. We tend to just, you know, get overweight and not actually, because it's hard to do that stuff. It's hard to get up and move and all that. But if you provide a product that says, look, you can end up getting that same dopamine rush, or you'll end up getting that same sense of quasi self-validation and valuation, and yet you don't have to go out there and work for it. You can just end up posting something silly or make a silly, you know, emoji, or end up having some avatar on there on the latest messaging platform. Someone's going to give you 50 likes, and then you get that great rush, as opposed to saying, let me go out there, let me, you know, hang out with my friends, let's go put on a play, let's go make some funny masks made out of leaves, and then, you know, let's pretend to be, you know, animals or whatever it is, and let's make the kids laugh. I remember doing that type of stuff when I was a kid, right? Or telling, you know, crazy jokes, or just, you know, holding a neighborhood bike race for all the kids, and then going out and grabbing freezies, right? And learning how to, okay, you know, the littlest one of us, all of them, you know, we got to figure out he doesn't get, you know, he or she doesn't get left behind. You know, learning that type of empathy. You can't get that by doing apps. Apps are easy. And that's, I think, you know, this entire exercise in product design. So from my observation, that changed when we had miniaturization of a lot of tech. And so when you talk about walking outside, I see it too. I see kids, and this is not a word of a lie. I see them. I walk down the neighborhood here. I see them in the parks. There's kids sitting on swings. Not a word of a lie, man. They're sitting on a swing, but they're looking down at their phone. They're sitting on a swing and looking at their phone. Now you may say, well, you know, this isn't the case with all kids. Well, thank God for that. But I can certainly say the numbers of this are increasing because they're also getting, you know, kind of addicted to tech. And so in terms of the ethics of technology, this is something, I mean, you asked me this, you know, a little bit before in our conversation today, you know, what is incumbent upon technology companies to think about is that we have tremendous power in terms of how we shape the world. Now we are doing this. Now, if you've got I've got a choice. I can decide to go and make a few million or, you know, billion selling these types of products, and then try and justify it somehow, or say, well, you know, I'll leave that up for the experts to try and figure out. I'll leave that for the child psychologist to figure out, you know, why 9-year-olds are on antidepressants, because they're on, you know, it's not really the fault of the social network, but it's not, because that's what's in your 401k. That's what's in your retirement package, right? Like you've bought the stocks into these large companies here. And so this is an exercise in kind of, product design that's shaping our kids. So we as parents have that choice to make. Look, it's going to be harder for you to get up and take your kid for a walk, or you can plant them in front of a TV, or and put on something on Netflix, or just give them that game. Whatever the newest iteration of that endorphin and that inducing kind of a game is going to be. But that's a choice we're going to have to make. I mean, it was hard for us to get up and go out on a really beating hot sunny day and come back for water and stay out there, to your point, right, till the lights came on. But that's hard to do because you have to get out there. I think the difference was we had no alternative. Right? There was nothing in the house to do, right? I remember my mom just saying, "Look, what are you doing in here? Get out!" Right? She had stuff to do. I mean, my dad had stuff to do. He's like, "Look, you're just sitting in the house. I don't want to see you in here. Either you're doing your homework or you're out there playing."